Okay guys, welcome back. This is B-Dogger, we're building the Mirror Models F86, and I'm going through and doing a lot of systems in here. And those of you that are wondering what's going on here, we have a servo mount in here that is actually locked in with two pieces of plywood in here. These lift right out without any issue. Okay. And this is what you're basically looking at to get these to fit. And don't move it around till your glue's dry, but I got a little bit on here, so I didn't want that sticking anything in. But anyway, these are a pinch fit. Once they're in there, and then what you see here, I showed you in the last episode, this is actually glued down now. And basically what we're going to have here is this is going to all bed it up to certain things. Now, what I will do is I'll just add some 1/4 inch stickers underneath this here and around the perimeter of this to put the sheeting on. When the sheeting goes on, it butts up real nice. It's actually a little bit higher, which is really cool, but your sheeting will butt right up to these. And I mean, it's not even, you won't even need any filler. But anyway, the point here is that these are a pinch fit. This will actually lock it down once you put your bolts in it. Now I'm going to cut some triangles in that to make that fit in there. Once that is actually set up, it'll be perfectly fine. Now, what you want to do is make sure all these will actually fit in there really nice, and they do. And you make sure they're centered. That's about all you really got to do, but once you really look at it, it's just pinch fit in there, and that all works out good. I'm using yellow glue, not epoxying them in. No need for that. And then I'll use a piece of two-way tape to actually secure it down before I actually tighten the hatch down on it. But this is what they look like. And once you get the sheeting done on it, you'll notice that it looks really nice. Now what I'll do on there, if I can get a piece that's not too long to do this, I'll just put some 1/4 inch under it. I'll just cut them in, put a frame around it, and that will be good. And then I'll just take some plywood like so, and I'll put some T-nuts in it, and that will lock it down. And there's actually enough of these to do that, but if you do it the way I'm thinking, I'm just going to use some of my scrap plywood, and you may have to make a few pieces in there. Not a big deal, but I don't think it'll go anywhere. And especially with putting some servo tape on the plywood to secure the servo even more, so it will go. And as you guys know, with jets, you don't have a big major vibration problem, so there's not going to be any engine vibration shaking this up. So anyway, this is where we're at. That one is glued in. As soon as this other glue dries from another booger up I did, then I'll do this one. And again, it's the same scenario. You just go in and you put these pieces in. They do actually fit. Sand them, fit them how they're going to fit in there, and your servos will be perfectly lined up to where they need to be. And that's all there is to that. I'm going to start running some wires and getting other things going on, but I'm going to tree this wing up, and I've showed you guys that in previous videos, and that means I'm just going to come back and make sure there's no hard edges or bumps. Just go through it and sand it real quickly, some 80 grit. Go ahead and get the leading edge done with some more material and get that done, and then I'm going to start getting this wing done. I'm also going to be making some shims for this. I've been kind of test fitting this a little bit. So I do need to get this shimmed up so it's actually not going to punch a hole in the wing. I don't think it would anyway, but you got to look and see how it fits, and it does fit this way. So anyway, I'll get that. I'll get those sheeted, glued up, start working on that, doing a little bit on the tanks, and then my main thing is to get this wing, start glass, get all the things, main components that need to go to this wing done. You know, I'll get them done this week, and then we'll start getting some sheeting done, and hopefully here within the next week or two I can get this glassed. While that's going, I'm riveting. So anyway, that's how I'm kind of rolling with all that, and very happy with the jet and with everything going on. Got word my cockpit is getting closer to showing up. We'll start building that thing, and then start getting this thing, start getting a lot of the systems done before we get too crazy. Got some parts to fit up in the tail. Start doing that. I got some special aluminum mounts for that I'm going to show you guys, and because that is a part. And I did get a question, why did I put it on this side? Now, the reason I did it on this side was because of the fact is that I did not want the actually, I just did it on this side. I just found it a lot easier to do it here for some reason. It doesn't really matter which side you do them, but I did mine on the left. And the reason for it is because I sheeted the other side, and I wanted this to actually show up a little bit more of a, I don't know. I just did it this way. So, you know, it was one of those deals where didn't really think too much about it when I was doing them. I just did them. So anyway, that's why. And you can put it on either side. It's not going to affect the model in any way, shape, or form. And you're the builder. Just remember that. So whatever works for you is going to work for everything. And that's how that's how we roll with it. So anyway, that's enough for today. I'll see you guys in Funny Papers.